What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Be the Fish. We got Caddo Lake right there. And yes, it is practice. There's official practice. And yes, I am still in our house. Getting a little bit of a late start today with the long driving and everything. I decided to just get a little bit better of sleep tonight. So last night decided to sleep in a little bit. Right now we're just packing our lunch, and then we're gonna hop in the truck and get on down the road to our first launch. Basically today the plan is to try some off-the-wall stuff. We're gonna try to go look for some offshore stuff. As I've mentioned before, we're just gonna try to find some, first 2 days, gonna try to find some stuff offshore, stuff that people really aren't gonna be looking for. You guys saw in the first video from this series down here in Louisiana, we got on a decent frog bite yesterday at a local lake. We're gonna try to replicate that today. Might look for the same thing and see if there's any grass that looks similar, any matted up stuff. But we have to remember that if it's matted up, we gotta take into account wind this whole week. So we're gonna make note of it, drop some waypoints and such. So I'm gonna make my lunch here, get all squared away, ready for the day, and then I'll see you guys at the ramp. 3, 2. There we are. Spot number 1 for the day. A little bit choppy, but the wind's supposed to die down a little bit. You got kind of the open lake right here, you guys can't see, but then there's kind of all cypress down this whole bank here. But we're gonna get out there and see what we can find. Found what looks like to be a school of fish here. Looks like a school. Whether or not they're largemouth, I have no idea. There's fish all dotted up. We got some hard bottom, which is, you know, deep for this lake. It's 6 foot. I'll putz around and see if they're bass, see if we get bit. A couple of them look like bass. So the one thing I'm noticing so far, I've been hitting a lot of isolated trees offshore. There's kind of like a little underwater point that comes out here. It's very, very subtle, but what I've learned too is that like subtle points, especially shallow in the south, can be actually really good, and they're kind of overlooked. So that's one thing I kind of tried to find with my lake master. But one thing I noticed fishing these isolated trees is there is a lot of bait on them. Like you throw a spinnerbait right by the tree and it's just bait just popping everywhere. So that's something to note because it's kind of a cold front here this morning. It was like in the mid 40s, low 40s this morning. That come tournament day, it's predicted, granted it's an extended forecast, those are hard to trust, but come tournament day, those fish are going to push on the trees when it gets colder because that wood retains some heat, especially when you're in a massive abyss where there's nothing out here basically. So that's something good to note for tournament day if it does come to that. One thing I'm also noting too, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's all like pine needles and leaves and some kind of leftover I can't even pronounce the dang name of vegetation, but matted stuff that are coming up around here. Like you guys can see this here, that can make things really difficult to fish around these trees. So one thing I think I'm gonna have to note throughout the week is pay attention to the wind and kind of where that might factor into if it's gonna make some areas harder to fish. It's like if you can't get your bait around the tree because all of these leaves and crap, that can make or break your day. There we go. Number 1. Thank you, sir. First cast back in this new spot. Just like I was saying, there was bait all over those trees. First cast back, and I wasn't even actually paying attention. He ate it. Decent one. That's not the kind we want come tournament day, but it's a fun fish. It's first fish on Caddo. Can't complain with that. This spot back here has a bunch of trees that are further pushed off than the rest of the bank that I've seen thus far. Ooh. Got a little excited. Much deeper further out with a whole bunch more of condensed trees. Just looks a little bit more consistent and more viable for fish to set up in here, especially when we got bait flicking in it. Spinnerbait bite too, just in general, is 1, fun, 2, reliable, and when they get it, I mean, typically they get it. Like there's no question most of the time if they're gonna get in the boat or not. Most of the time. There we go. There's another one. Came off that dock. Another 16. Not bad, not bad. Got him probably like my 10th cast under that dock. Fished all around it. Dirtier water might make it interesting. Might have to make some more casts. The other lake we were at the other day was much clearer water. Yeah, if we get another bite off of this, it'll be decent. I pushed way back here, way back in here in this point. I was trying to actually, what I've been doing recently is looking for on the wind side, like the wind-blown bank. Because in my mind now, after a whole day of wind, the wind-blown bank, when the wind calms, and I was right here, that theory, you know, blowing all this grass over, it'll create some mats. And that looks like exactly what it did. Just have this whole bank right here with all scattered mats. Now, this pattern, if it even proves that it works, you know, we still gotta catch one first, but it can be volatile, being that it is dependent on the wind. So like I was saying earlier, we'll have to keep an eye on wind, because that can really determine where these mats are gonna set up, if they're gonna move. And if you got on a mat bite, you know, and then you have the wrong wind, your mats are gone. That'll ruin your day quick. Actually, the water over here too looks a little bit cleaner, which is interesting. Got 2.5 feet, that's enough. Well, day one freaking sucks. Caught 2 bass all day. Covered a lot of ground, made a lot of casts, fished some really good looking stuff. No nada. Well guys, day one of practice. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I might go like look at some areas from the truck. I don't know if I'm actually gonna like get the kayak in and go fish, but not I mean, it's day one, so I'm not really worried or upset. Obviously it can be boring, but that's part of crossing off water and a race in water is being bored, obviously, because you're not catching anything. So I don't know if it was just an area deal, or if the fact that it was cold this morning had anything to do with it. I mean, it's still chilly right now, obviously, because I'm in a hoodie and it's almost 4 o'clock, which is typically it's hot out here in Louisiana. But yeah, not really eventful. All good though. We're gonna head back to the Airbnb. I think our buddy Nolan Miner is coming in tonight. I believe he's probably already here, might be on the lake. Then we have some steering issue with our Torpedo. Like, if I take my arm off of it, you guys can see how I start turning now. It just wants to turn to the left, and it's like impossible to turn to the right. So we're gonna go back, try to fix that, get some food, get some stuff prepped. I might have to do some editing tonight, and get up bright and early for tomorrow. We have caught a bass. As literally we stopped talking to you guys, we catch one. Second one off of a tree, super isolated. Interesting. Kind of like cookie cutters today, like all been like 16s basically, 16s maybe 17. We're literally right by the ramp too, so always got to fish by the ramp, always. All right, we are back at the house, get some things rigged up, trying to fix the Torpedo. And Nolan's here, and he's actually waiting out in the backyard to try to launch to go catch some bass. Dragged through the marsh to get out there.
What is the circuit?
Hobie Bass Open Series.
Okay. What's your name?
Bailey Eggbret.
Bailey?
Yeah.
Rich. I'll look for you. I'll check you out. Yeah, I'll go to the website and.
Hey man, take care.
You too.
What's up, buddy? You on the way? And there's 2 other beds, so should be good.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, honestly, dude, if you wanted to
God.
The bed, you got one?
Hold on, I got one.
Yeah, nice.
That was pretty sweet. That's a good one. That's a decent little one. Okay. Well, that's interesting. What's that? Good luck, Drew.
Yeah, man. Hey, that happened on what was that, Eufaula?
It's true. I forgot about that. That's a decent fish too.
What is like a 17?
It's an 18.
18?
Probably an 18, yeah. That's a good fish. It's good to eat. So I'm starting off the morning, a little spook action. Yeah, so obviously that was a good choice thus far. I've seen some bait flicker in. It's fall time, these fish are chasing bait. Now it's time to bring out the walking baits, your topwater shad imitations. Gonna burn this bank and just see if I can run into a couple more fish. Kind of get a clue as to what the population of fish is looking like in here, kind of how they're relating to the bank. It's gonna all change because come tournament day there's supposed to be a big cold front, go figure. If you can find an area that is holding fish, chances are when the cold front hits, they're not gonna go anywhere. As long as there's no like change in the water level. They shouldn't anyway. So really, I mean, today's day 2 of practice. We literally have, and today just started, so we have like 5 days of practice left. So that's a long time. A lot of things can change. So basically what I'm doing right now is it's basically sightseeing. Sightseeing and doing a little fun fishing, because who knows if the pattern's gonna hold up. I mean, when that cold front hits, chances are everyone's just gonna be freaking flipping and dragging baits around. So I'm just trying to get a clue as to what kind of areas these fish are holding to. And when that cold front hits, that should help me adjust a little bit easier. Alright guys, a little update. We're moving areas. We caught that first fish like quick, within the first 20 minutes at least. Now we've been buzzing some areas. Definitely cleaner water than yesterday, being that this stuff has been out of the wind for the past few days when the weather's been here. So I like that. I like the little bit cleaner water. I don't know if that's what we want or not. I haven't really figured that out yet, if we want dirtier water. Sometimes dirtier water can be good in terms of giving fish less visibility and time to think when they see baits, whereas clear water can be conducive to, you know, fish being smart. But we're just running some areas, trying to see as much water as we can, because a lot of this stuff just looks the same. And when you go so long, you don't get bit, then it's just like, I mean, it's impossible just to go fish an entire bank and every single tree in this lake. I mean, there's got to be some sort of aspect or variable that you can use to identify and pick these things apart from each other. And that's what I'm trying to figure out right now, because everything's the same. When everything's the same, it'll kind of drive you mad, because you end up just fishing so much dead water. So that's what we're trying to do. We're coming up on a little cut right here. See if we can't run into a fish or two. I just pushed back into this area. So it looks like the water goes way back. And you can see, it's all hydrilla. I haven't seen that anywhere else. It's all green and clean. I kicked up something right here. I don't know what it was. It actually kind of sounded big. It could have been a gator. Either way, this is the best looking stuff I found so far. So I'm gonna putz around in here and see if we can't get bit on something. Let's freaking go, dude. But that's a freaking giant, dude. That's a freaking giant. Oh, look at that. Just how you want it. Swimming that worm. Oh man. That's a dang good fish right there. I want to get him back. Ooh, that was cool. A 6-pounder. Thank you, girl. Thank you. That's freaking awesome, dude. All right, let's try to get bit on it one more time in here. That's a dang good fish, dude. Swimming a worm. Some offshore hydrilla over here. Oh God, I got it. That's a big one. Oh no, it's not. Never mind. It's like a 4-pounder though.
That's pretty big.
I just caught a 6-pounder before this one. Huh? Hold on. I'm trying to land this fish. There's a boat behind me. I'm trying to make sure they don't see anything. Oh, okay. Sorry. Just let that one go. That was like a 17, 18 incher. There we go. There's another bass. Probably 16. Another one's swimming the worm. I found an area here that they apparently like to be in. Because I've gotten a bunch of bites, but they've been small ones. I've seen a couple 14s and 15s. It's a lot cleaner water. But I've seen some of these fish. It's all hydrilla in here. I'm swimming a worm over. I'm sure like a chatterbait or something that could get these fish to eat too. Dang, guys, swimming a worm. That's what they want right now. GoPro in the back died, but I don't want to stop casting. This swimming worm bite is so sick. There's so much good hydrilla here. Oh, this is fun. Oh, you poor guy. Alright guys, sorry I'm putting you down here because the sun's like at my back. Sun's coming down. It's about 30-45 minutes until sunset. Decent day too. Decent day today in terms of we found way more promising things than yesterday. We caught that one bass that was like 512, 514, almost 6-pounder. That was cool. These southern fish trick me. Like, their heads look they look a lot bigger than they actually are. We found 2 good areas. Both of them are consistent in the fact that I'm swimming a worm on hydrilla. I can't get bit on any of these cypress trees. Can't get bit frogging on these mats or punching the mats. It's literally only swimming that worm, which I think is super interesting, which it might come down to dragging that worm through the hydrilla come this weekend with that cold front. I hope not. I hope we can still just swim it, but it's more than we had yesterday. It's more promising stuff than we had yesterday, so I'm pretty pumped about it. We're gonna take that note and just kind of start applying that to other areas. And we still have 4 more days, so there's a lot of fishing left to go. That last spot certainly looked like it could be a get a limit type of spot. A lot of really small fish, but I saw a bunch of like 15, 16s, caught that 16, and I barely explored it. I barely even went around the whole area or even further back. So we're gonna go back, get a game plan, get rigged up for tomorrow. put the batteries on the charger, and figure out a game plan of what we're gonna do, where we wanna go tomorrow. I think the weather's gonna be pretty similar, just as hot. We might try to do some more backwater stuff to get off the main lake. But I don't film at all tonight, and we'll see you guys bright and early in 3, 2. All right, good morning, guys. It's day 3 of practice. It is a Monday. We got Hobie all loaded up. We got a long trek this morning. We're gonna go way up a river and see how far back we can go. See what the water levels are, see if there's fish back there. It could be one thing where if I find them, it's gonna be a 4 or 5 mile pedal, which, you know, that's an hour to hour and a half potentially of your day that's gonna be pedaling one way. So I mean 3 hours basically. That's a long time, so it's got to be loaded. Find them here, but to try to be that, you know, get that X factor to win against the talent of anglers that we have in this tournament. It's one thing worth looking at, especially with so many days of practice. So that's the plan. We're gonna get on the water, fire up that Torpedo, and go flying up that river and see if we can't find some bass. Bring you guys along. It's kind of raining this morning. We put our rain gear, our blackfish gear in that front hatch just in case, but it's like a slight drizzle, which actually kind of feels nice because it's muggy. It is like already 75 degrees and humid, so it kind of feels good. But let's get on the water, go see if we can catch a bass or two. There you go, guys. That's a good one. It's probably like an 18 or 19. Berkeley slobber knocker. There we go. Heck yeah. Let's see if there's any more fish over here. That fish was super random. Oh my god. No way. That was a big one. What are they doing right here? That thing thumped the living crap out of that. I wonder if the rod could, I don't know if the GoPro could see that. That thing freaking throttled it. Why are they here? What is different? Let's try swimming the worm. Oh god. Come on, show me something. Show me something. What's over here? Oh, there's hard bottom. You guys see that? That's a fish right there. Alright, so we found that one group of fish right there. There's a hard bottom with hydrilla. We're gonna go back near that area and start looking around and expand on that and graph and find where the edges are. That way that'll give us a better home base of like the range of where they're sitting at. And then we're just honestly gonna be out in this flat just searching for more grass and potential hard spots to kind of replicate that, give us more to add to the cycle. Because we're not too far from an area that we had yesterday. We're a mile from another area, and that's not bad. That's 15 minutes, at most 15 minutes to switch areas. It's good to know that they'll eat a chatterbait too, because as far as until now, I mean, they've only been eating a swimming worm for me. When that grass isn't there, it's just like there's nothing. Weird.
Rage tail ones at home, but I know they don't work, so I left them at home. Yeah, you man. I will get you back.
You want any colors? All right, we are back at the house. Sun is going down. That's awesome. That's a great view. Couldn't have asked for a better house to stay in this week. We probably asked for better weather because I'm such a complainer when it comes to weather. Like it's gonna be 80 degrees this whole week. It was 80 degrees today. I hate the heat, but then also the cold front's coming in this weekend, and I'm complaining because the cold front's coming in because it's gonna make the fishing suck. So I'm complaining about it being cold and hot. Little scoop about me. I like the coldness, not cold fronts. Today was really productive. Today we found some stuff, some more stuff that we found yesterday, like that's within reach, that's similar, that should, quotation should, hold up come for the cold front. So we'll see. I think tomorrow what I want to do is go graft the living crap out of that. But also I'm kind of swaying towards trying a new area of the lake. My only thing is I'm not seeing people where I'm at, and I'm running into decent fish and a good amount of them. Well, I should say good amount of them, but enough where I'm like, I catch one or two, or I know that they're there and I leave. Because I'm not trying to catch them a lot, because being that it's practice. We'll see. I don't know what the plans are for tomorrow, but today was productive. I don't know if this stuff's gonna hold up for this weekend, but I think what we're doing right now is better than trying to hold a shallow pattern until this weekend. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna wait for the guys to get back to the house. Everyone is out right now, but we're gonna relax. We got everything charging, finished rigging up, took a shower, and we're gonna be waiting to get on the water tomorrow. So we'll see you guys bright and early. All right, guys, good morning. We're back on the water. It's day 4 of practice. It was a Tuesday. We're probably gonna look for the same stuff that we found yesterday. See if we can't find that same type of grass and such that we can try and replicate around the lake, seeing as though we can't find any other pattern. We've tried the wood and we've tried a whole bunch of different things and just not panning out, whereas that's the most consistent deal we found. So we're gonna keep looking for that today, just in a different area of the lake, see if it holds up. Right now though, while the light is low, we're trying a little bit of top water. We're definitely gonna try to give some more trees an option today because we lost a big one at the end of the day on a tree yesterday on the chatterbait. So we're gonna try and see if that's a deal. Well, I don't know if I want to call it an area thing or not yet, but that was pretty fast putting Mega Live on these trees to see him swimming around and catching the first one, soaking this thing. Could be a pattern. We're gonna find out. Put a Max Scent General little TRD spins on the back. We're gonna keep trying these tree clumps. I'll kind of show you guys what this looks like. You can see these trees right here. These trees coming in, 5 trees. The slower you go, the better the landscape is going to be. Just got blown up on the frog. Oh, came off. That was a frogfish at least. That was a bad hook set. It's probably like a 16 or 17 inches. Well guys, we put some more effort into fishing trees, and we've had some bites flipping trees. We're just, they're all small. So we're trying to keep it honest right now and figure out what the kind of trees. It seems like all isolated trees all by themselves is the ones we're getting bit on. But we're trying to keep this stuff honest, and because we're not finding any of the similar grass areas that we found yesterday in that other area. There's not many things like that setting up here. So I think that's why these fish might be on trees, is because they don't have that grass to cling on to. Such my theory anyways. You catch a big one? Good grief, kid.
Nothing else.
That was the only 2 bites?
Only 2 bites. I dropped my dad's rod in the water. I caught the 6, dropped my dad's rod in the water, like the one that was hanging up the front.
Yeah.
So I dove in, the 6 jumped out of the boat. I got soaked.
Are you good?
I'm good now. It was something else.
Did you get your rod?
Yeah, I got the rod back, luckily. And then like 5 minutes later, I caught like a 5.
Dang. I got one too. How big was it? How big is yours? That fish was pretty funny. I was too busy watching Jackson catch a bass. Fish started swimming off with my line, and I couldn't even tell like what was going on. It's like, is that a fish? Yeah, dummy, it's a fish. Dang. Homie's got it choked. Yeah, like that, that's for sure. There's fish in his arm, that's for dang sure. It's like a 16 and a half. Little spinner bug. On the old spinnerbait. There we go. That ain't bad. It's probably another 16. Good morning, guys. It is the 4th day of practice. 5th? 4th? What's today? I think today's Wednesday. So it's the 5th day of practice. We're trying something completely different. Made a decent trek ways away from the main lake. We've had one person join us at the launch, so I know I'm not the only one thinking that way. But trying to find something different from area-wise. But obviously this place is very similar in terms of how it sits up. So it might be the same in terms of our style of approach. But another day of practice, another day trying to figure these fish out, because it is not easy. Not easy at all, but we're gonna try to make do with what we got and figure something out that could try to win us 45 grand. Looked like two different fish. It wasn't very big. It was probably like a 16. The first one looked big though. It really looked like two different fish, to be honest. That was wild. I hope GoPro got that. That first eat was nuts, dude. Might have been one of the hardest frog eats I've ever had. There you go, guys. There's a good one. Probably 17, 18. Slobber knocker. Thank you, buddy. Hydrilla is the freaking pattern, guys. Holy crap.
Yeah. Cool.
Alright. I'll talk to you later.
I did. What? And that's that green pumpkin was better. I think I gotta head it back to the rim. I'd say I give you my.
You guys delete the color.
Is that like a 13, 14? Yeah, that might have not have been legal. Yeah.
practice is a wrap. We had a long 6 days of practice. Not many fish caught. Not a lot of exciting things happened, but we have a game plan. We're gonna stick to that offshore hydrilla. Some of it's shallow, some of it's even, well, deep for this place, and deep, I mean by 4 to 6 feet. We have one big fish spot that's about 3 miles away, so it's about a 45-minute to an hour pedal. So I have to account for that. We're gonna kind of see how today's or tomorrow's gonna roll. Game plan is, because it's a 3-day event, we really need to, there's a lot of fish there, so I'm not too worried about beating up any areas. Game plan is go one fish at a time, as we always do. One fish, one bite at a time. Depending how things go, by 11 or noon, we're gonna make that run to our big fish spot. We ran into a big one, ran into like another 3-pounder, which is like an 18-incher, and see if we can't get a big bite for the day. So that's the plan. We're just really gonna fish grass all day long. We'll probably, if we're around some trees, fish some trees, just because you have to keep these cypress trees honest in this lake. Big fish have come off of them for people in practice. They live there. It is not consistent whatsoever in practice, but they're there. So it's one, I'm definitely gonna flip some trees tomorrow when it makes, I'm not gonna go out of my way to do that, but if they're around, definitely gonna flip them, give them an honest try. This is where we worked so hard for. This whole season starts tomorrow. For you guys, it's the next video. Hobie BOS Tournament of Champions. This was our main goal for this year, and we made it. Got through practice, and in basically 8 hours, day one kicks off. Don't know what's gonna come. I have no idea what the potential of my areas have. I'm probably gonna end up being sharing it with other people. So it just means we need to go out, we need to compete, see where the cards fall, try to put every fish that bites in the boat, keep a positive mental attitude, because it's a 3-day tournament. So I think being mentally positive and knowing you can't win it on day one, you can pretty much lose it on day one, but knowing that it's not the end of the world if you don't have an amazing day on day one. So I'm gonna go out, try to fish smart, fish effective, fish efficient, and see what happens. That is it for the practice video of chasing hardware here down in Caddo Lake for the Hobie BOS TOC. Next you guys will see me, it'll be tournament day. So I'm getting up bright and early, head to the ramp, get all set up, and I will see you guys on the next one.